On day release, demon sub tries not to crease, and Ewok's keeping nice and warm in bed with Russian uniform. Meanwhile, the handyman is opening another can. Technical difficulties, they're really such a crime. Technical difficulties, they happen all the time. It's Yellow Belly Tabletop time. It's Yellow Belly Tabletop time. It's Yellow Belly Tabletop time. Sometimes they're salty about the gaming biz, and nobody knows who Upworlder is.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another live stream. Fucking looks like roasting is going to be the theme of the evening.
All need a fire extinguisher and a quick ambulance trip to the burns unit.
Fuck.
Fucking hell, dude. No, you haven't got a ring span, but you have got a very lovely cherry-scented candle.
Yes, so, good evening. We're fresh, well, I say fresh back from fucking Games Expo. We are back from Games Expo in whatever shape, form,
Don't talk to me about Birmingham. In the last week, I have spent 6 of the 7 days there because I had to go back yesterday with work. Oh, the Brummie is strong in me this week.
He couldn't, that's it, he was enjoying the NEC so much, he just couldn't leave. Fucking hell. So yeah, good evening. Let's give a shout out to everybody who's in the chat, although it mostly seems to be Cheese Me roasting the shit out of me. I'm sure we will come to that later. Fucking hell. Oh dear. Right, so hello to Cheese Me, of course. Hello to Upworlder, Trevor, who accompanied us on our UKGE experience this year. Hello to Darren, Stroke Demon Sub. Hello to Spam and Egg, David's other half, if you're new here. Who else we got? We got Ewok. Hello, Ewok. Good to see you, sir. Normally... Fucking Fucking hell. There's JJ of Scythopian Wars fame. And Shakos, another face from UK. It looks like the entire... Hello, Damon. Didn't see you at UKGE or you, Crispin, but you were on another continent, so I guess that's a cool excuse. Well, they're all in tonight. So, yeah, hello to you one and all. No Pandy, but I'm sure he might come later.
No, Pandy's in France.
Oh, he is. Yes, he's been spamming his Facebook account with pictures. That's a good point. He is indeed in France. Still, don't they have the internet in France? He could be on his phone.
No.
Don't tell me he's got better things to do.
It's a backwater, Paul. It's a backwater.
Darren says, I didn't go because I was at work and many, many miles away. That's fair. He is indeed Shakos in baguette and onion land. Crispin's working from home today. Good sir. No, toilet deck will not be featured. Oh dear. So, if you're new here, welcome to our little hobby live stream. We over the next couple of hours we'll be following our regular format. So first of all, David and I will show you what we're going to be working on tonight, because it's a hobby live stream after all. So if you're not doing any hobby, why are you doing it? Then we will chat about what we got up to at club, and reveal the pictures of this month's painting competition or painting event, whatever you want to call it. Fucking hell, carpet burns. Open all hours. Oh, sorry, Darren. What's this? Roddy Barker. What the fuck?
Yeah, Spam's packing because Spam enjoys moving house repeatedly.
Oh, right, okay.
Does get the keys on Tuesday though, so
yes. Club painting competition. Then there's nothing to talk about on the internet, so we'll probably just launch.
There's a tiny amount of news.
Oh, actually, you did send me something on Messenger, didn't you?
Yes, the article about Games Expo and the fact that
it's fucking Games Expo. The whole thing's going to be Games Expo. Hello, Toros.
Well, Paul, as the clue for those at home that are here, we did complete it.
To fucking Toros evening. I didn't go because it would mean going to Birmingham. Fair excuse, mate. Fair excuse. Yeah.
Ain't now wrong with North.
Oh, right. Granville. I can get it now. I did love open all hours. Shakos, oh, that sort of packing. I was about to tell Dave to lock the door. Oh dear, see, we're gonna have a good one tonight. Everybody's on fucking hell. That's very good. So, let's get down to it, mate. Do you want me to go first?
Well, you can do, because I'm applying glue to things at the moment.
Ba 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 da. Come on.
No, not the Magic Mike striptease music. There's no need for that now.
So, more will be revealed later, but I'm finishing off what was the main element of my painting competition. So the theme for this month's painting event was Barbarian, or Berserk rather. So I decided to finish my North Star Frostgrave Barbarians that I did. I think these are called something like Barbarians of the Red Hand or something like that. They were specifically supposed to be used in the Red King campaign. So, as I say, I've got some better pictures of the one I actually finished for painting comp, but I've got another 11 here to finish. So we're going to be grinding through these, getting as much painted as we can. It's, if I move my camera across just a little, it's lots of shades of reddy brown and a bit of grey. So basically we're just mixing it up. So I'll show you some of these others here. Just getting all these reddish brown tones and greys down on these guys. Get them finished. Just basic. These are NPC models, so we're going basic bitch. Base coats and a bit of a wash. Nothing mega. David is Granville. I've certainly got the build for Ronnie Barker with the old gut. I do like the idea of David as Granville, though. Can you imagine? I'll have to get him a butcher's bike with a basket. That'll be fucking funny. Dear. Right. So, oh shit. Sorry, guys. Yeah. Let me try that again. You've had
Did
all
you
the
not
blurb.
show off any pictures? Because
No, I forgot to switch. Here we go.
Bingo
Look.
card, boys and girls.
Technical difficulties already. So this is what we're painting. Here's some we've not finished yet earlier. As you can see, browns. I am trying out. I decided to try AK 3rd Gen. I got a box of intense colours. This one here. Can I actually get this under the camera? How about that? There we go. And I'm using the red on these guys for some of their clothing stroke capes. Because after all, these are sort of like the Red King themed. The rest of it is quite neutral, browns, but mostly Vallejo paints, as you can see here. And some greys and whatever. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. This, for the eagle-eyed among you, I finally got round to base coating these connectors for my Arkham Horror Living card game that David 3D printed for me when I was in Scotland, I believe. That's how long I've had these.
So many, many years ago.
These are really easy because these are basically a board game accessory. So they've had I think it's Hyrax Brown from Colourforge Prime all over. Then the raised elements I'm going to paint in some brass, bronze, gold, whatever metallic takes my fancy. And then slap an Agrax all over it just to dull everything down. And as I say, these are an accessory for the living card game that connect all of the locations together visually. Because sometimes the maps can be a little bit confusing without the connectors. It's funny, these are one of the pimp accessories that you don't see a lot of the aftermarket guys doing, to be honest. And it's odd, because they do really make the game better, a lot better. So yeah, that's that pile. Although I don't imagine we've got a whisper of a chance of getting to them tonight. So back to the main shot. Let's transfer over to David's webcam. Right, mate. Fill them in.
I've just spent 30 minutes sanding the shit out of some Wild West Exodus fences. So we've got these to build up. And War Cradle, whilst your scenery is beautiful, this is a little bit intense that I have to plug the greys into the ends and then slide the sandwich in the middle that is all of these boards. Like, guys, can we not have an easier system?
What is that? Some sort of fence?
Fence.
Oh, okay. It's a very distinctive and steampunk looking metal frame. I like it.
So yeah, we've got a few more of these to do. And sort out, and then I've got to do the doors. But David, in his great wisdom and the fact that War Cradle didn't really etch numbers on sprues, just attacked everything and got everything out. So if you hear me swearing and cussing later, it's because I can't work out what the fuck is what.
That is one of the... Ewok says,
No,
I tried.
Shakos, don't wave the red rag at the bull. That's for the news segment.
Ewok says he tried building a set of them, meaning the Frostgrave Barbarians, but they ended up getting Stargrave arms and gas masks. Do you know what though, mate? That's one of the nicest thing about the North Star kits. For
They
anybody who
are
just
all
wants to be,
interchangeable, aren't they?
they're a great miniature range to just collect because everything's interchangeable and the weird and wonderful fucking concoctions you can make from torsos, heads, limbs from different genres, and
And
they're really
sets.
great. And they're really reasonably priced as
They're
well.
not a bad price either, are they? The only thing is, I don't like the sculpts, but that's me just being me.
Jeezy, it's an offense. Oh, what's so witty?
No, witty. Witty.
The phantom raspberry blower of old wherever David and Paul live, Lincolnshire, old Lincolnshire. Yeah, phantom raspberry blower was a classic. I love Spike Milligan, great. What is it? The boy stood on the burning deck. His lips were all a quiver. He gave a cough. His leg fell off and floated down the river. Piece of Spike Milligan verse that stayed with me since my childhood.
Can't tell if that's good or bad.
It's comedy genius, mate.
Anyway, boys and girls. Shakos, you have some explaining to do. Please tell chat how you ruined my Saturday. Off you go.
It's not fair to make him type the whole thing. What you should do is tell everybody how we ruined your Saturday.
What, nipping to Osprey because he couldn't find it on the Friday?
That was pretty funny.
We walk all the way to fucking Osprey. Didn't want anything.
That was fucking brilliant. Yes, that's all he said. He just said, "Where is Osprey?" The next thing he knows, fucking Sherpa Dave is off in his tab march.
Well, actually, shall we tell boys and girls at home why I had to be Sherpa Dave? Because we're not going to let Upworld get away with it.
Oh dear. Yeah, so he marches off like he's doing some fucking speed walk marathon.
Oh yeah, nipped by a Rubicon, didn't we? And you fucking spent a shit ton.
Lit by Rubicon, left about 60 quid the lighter in pocket. That sounds like more classic Spike Milligan there from Toros. Oh, genius. To be fair, I think Osprey had a good show because they sold out of loads of shit.
What? Burrows and Badgers second edition?
Yeah, Burrows and Badgers. What else did they sell out of? I know
No,
there
was
was.
Gloom of Kilforth you're thinking of.
Oh, was it? I'm sure
Yeah,
there was
Trev.
something else I was thinking of. No, because you did get your Imperium game that you wanted in the end, didn't you?
Yes, I did. I got it. Yeah.
Marv.
Everywhere else didn't have Imperium. Go to Osprey. It's there waiting for me because I bought Imperium Legends, boys and girls. So I completed the set of that.
You have the set completed it, mate.
I know, right?
I definitely did see RuneQuest, Toros. I don't know if I saw it on Osprey, but I did see RuneQuest. I don't know. Who's got the RuneQuest license now? Is it an Osprey thing? Or are they publishing it for somebody else? To be fair, I got Burrows and Badgers from that awesome books that's running fucking YouTube ads every 12 seconds. I don't know if they're trying to.
They're only running YouTube ads for you then.
Well, I was going to say, I see Awesome Books ads literally 50 times a fucking day on YouTube. But I got it from them for a very reasonable price.
Advertising, sir.
Oh, good, but nice one. Ewok got 10 North Star boxes free from his friendly local game store after donating a load of board games. You jammy git. Nice one.
So yeah, Trevor took the mountainous route, didn't he, from the hotel to Gourmet Burger Kitchen on the Friday, and therefore wasn't allowed to live it down all weekend.
It took him, what, 40 minutes to do a 10-minute walk?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Could have gone better.
Hence,
to be fair,
hence the directions to chat, boys and girls.
I agree, Darren. I'm glad you've had a positive experience with them. It was the first time for using them for me. I put it on pre-order. It was delivered very promptly. Price was amazing. And the book arrived undinged. It was actually packed quite well.
I suppose I should have a look at them and see if they have 5 parsecs tactics.
They probably will, mate. Almost certainly.
Because I wasn't paying Modifius prices.
They
already own 5 parsecs, but I thought all tactics.
They certainly seem to be aggressively marketing themselves. Let's have a quick look at the club, shall we? So let's go here.
What did we get up to this week at club? We played some Nemesis.
Yes, we did. Nemesis, the board game. It's obviously tradition. First week of the month, first Monday of the month, we reserve the club event for a bit of board gaming, just to keep our hand in and keep the board games coming. And Luke, who's pictured there with David, brought his Nemesis board game. For those who haven't played it, it's basically the plot of Alien sort of thing, where you wake up from cryo sleep and there's aliens loose on your ship and you have to set the coordinates for Earth and then get back into cryo sleep before you get eaten.
And yet again, I got cock-teased by the fucking escape pods. This game and escape pods for me every fucking time.
It was a great game.
Absolutely.
I think it's only about the second or third time I've played it, but it's got sort of like hidden traitor mechanics, sort of. The thing is, you can pick, when you're playing the game, at some point you have to pick a personal objective. And the personal objective doesn't necessarily involve everybody making it home alive. But some of the personal objectives, although they're not like directly linked to we all need to make it safely back to Earth, they're not exactly, they don't necessarily preclude that you have to mess up anybody else's game. Some of the objectives can be completed in parallel.
Well, yours was a corporate objective,
wasn't it? All I had to do for my objective was get one of the alien eggs and take it to the laboratory and run some sort of test thing on it. So it was quite cool because I was able to run around the map ostensibly helping the other guys get home because...
Well, it was like my objective. My objective had 2 options on it. Either we make it back to Earth, which I was trying to do my hardest to do of cocking around in the engine bay, getting mullered by aliens, setting and fixing the engines. Or everybody dies except me. And it was at the last possible minute that I went, what the fuck is the captain doing? Because Paul was playing as the captain, dicking around in the alien nest. And I'm like, right, fuck it, run. Get to the escape pods, last action, last turn of the game. Don't have enough action points and cards to discard to actually get in the pods.
Yeah, so... As I say, the end of the game was everybody died. I think Luke died quite early in the showers, didn't
Luke
he?
got pillaged in the showers, didn't he?
Yeah, he got rudely accosted by some aliens when he was in the shower. Which
He was
was
trying to sort out his slime issue. Turns out he slipped and smashed his head open.
yeah. To be fair, the more we describe it, the worse it gets. But yeah, while trying to wash his slime off, he was brutally accosted. To be fair, do you know what? I will say it is a good game, but that is one potential weakness, that players can get eliminated and then
then there's
they've got to
fuck all
sit
do.
and watch
Yeah.
everybody else play for another couple of hours. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
I'm
It is
sure
a
it doesn't
little
happen
issue with
every game, but it is
it happens fairly often, dude.
yeah. So it is a potential downside. I don't. But what the fuck, Ewok? I didn't see butt plugs on the UKGE merch store. What the fuck?
I think somebody's mentioned about rings and somebody said about something being pre-stretched and it's just gone downhill, mate.
Pearl now,
Look, if you don't pay chat any attention, chat can't hurt you.
Fucking hell. What the hell am I watching here? What did I just see there? Darren says, "Ooh, I don't like early player elimination." To be fair, Darren, if the board game is like 30 minutes, you know, something like
It's fine.
Worms, it doesn't matter because the game's over before anybody can get bored. But yeah, if it's this game is not that. This is a like
And it's a
2 to
total
3 hour
bear.
slog.
It's a total bear to set up as well, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the other thing. Yeah, setup is a bit clunky. Luke spent 30 to 40 minutes just setting the game up. It's often the problem though with these complex story-driven games. There is a lot of setup. I don't think any of them do it brilliantly. But for all of its sins, it is a great game. It is a very good game.
To be fair, if Luke hadn't got it, I'd probably get it because it is really good.
I totally agree. If there was nobody in our gaming club who already owned this, I would definitely buy it. Yeah.
Thing is, it does
totally
it does the Aliens franchise quite well, doesn't it?
It does, and the miniatures are cool as hell. I totally get that, Darren, and that's totally fair. For a game that lasts a whole evening, then it's a no-no. Yep, I totally get it. Painting competition, only David and I. Toros, but not buying this year, obviously.
Toros, board games don't count. I already caveated that. Get out.
They did say that we would be full of excuses, and they're probably
But anyway,
right.
I didn't buy a new board game. I bought Imperium that expands on my collection.
That's true. I bought a new board game. No new miniature war games, they said, and I still broke that one. So.
Well, I tell a lie. I did buy a board game. I bought a board game for the lad, didn't I? I bought Zombie Kids.
Yeah, but that's for your boy, to be fair. I mean, it's not exactly something you bought for yourself, was it really? What's the fucking average age on it? 6 to 8?
My mental age.
No Mini
Before
2
everyone
board
in
games
stuff.
for me, and goddamn. Cheeseme is having none of it. Apparently, we've completely.
Darren, look at the size of those hips. Which set, Darren? Because they're both pretty fucking.
These are David's entries for the painting competition. The curvaceous. Where are these from, mate? Obviously, they're 3D prints.
Artisan Guild.
So these are
3D
Artisan
prints,
Guild
they're
minis.
pinups.
I like the girl in the dress better than the other. But they're both pretty cool. There's the back shot. Look at the, I don't know, fucking the ass is barely contained in the girl on the right. She's got serious wardrobe malfunction going on.
That must chafe.
And then here's the one of my barbarians that I'd finished for the painting comp.
Can I just tell the boys and girls at home when I started that paint job?
Oh yeah, go on, tell them, because I'm really. I tell you, you everybody are seeing a transformed Cookie this year.
I started this paint job at 12 o'clock on Monday for judging at 6.
So what?
Is this like the optician's front or back, better or worse?
I like the way sort of Darren says you could park your bike in there. Cheese Me goes, you could park a motorbike in there. Fucking excellent. Oh dear. They 3.5 hours I think is pretty good. Yeah, mine doesn't compare. But then again, I am not tryharding. The paint job is legions better on David's. I mean, looking at the blending on that fucking skirt is amazing. But mine are just cheap, crappy NPC models for a game.
Whereas that is my new Frostgrave Warband, boys and girls.
Yeah, so he can
For
definitely
3.5
put
hours,
the time in there.
3.5 hours for 2 minis, I don't feel is bad.
So yeah, that was painting comp and club covered.
Right, is it Hall o'clock?
Is it what? Oh, yeah, I guess we could talk about our haul.
Right, let me clean my brush so I don't get the glue drying in it. Right, boys and girls. Who are we doing first? Are we didn't do me?
Can do. I haven't even got my stuff ready, to be fair.
Well, do me while you go get your shit ready.
Oh, I'm not going to get my shit ready. Get a grip.
Come on then. Come on down.
So you want to go to your desk? Is that how you want to do it?
Yeah, desk. Go to desk cam.
In fact, do you know what? I suppose I shouldn't I? Here you go.
You should.
You're up.
I'm up. So, boys and girls, I bought myself some AK Gen 3s. We're going to give these a nice little try. The deep purple was already featuring on the skirt from Paint and Comp. Bolt action order dice, because I've got bolt action and I need some German order dice. Event Special Patricians Minis, which is the Luminous Sun and Moon, along with some Drowned Earth Dinosaurs. I got the Fantasy deck for Hobgoblin, the Fortune deck. I have Extreme Pan Lady. Now, she is gorgeous. She is the Pan Lady from the Patricians. Slightly younger, jumping off barrels of fish. And oh my god, she's beautiful and well worth the money. I bought some sleeves. I bought some 3D printed grain.
Shako says convenient how he's left the prices on. I'll be back in a sec. Keep going.
What else have I got? What else did I get? I store a steel. I have bought myself some M18 Hellcats for Flames of War and some M36 Jacksons. So 4 of each for the price that's on the box. What else have we got? We've got Rubicon SAS Jeep, because fuck it, why not? We've got more dinosaurs. So we've got a Ceratops with it's a belligerent herbivore. Very nicely molded, very nicely sculpted. I've just realised something. Paul didn't give me the Queens of the Adriatic that he's got. We'll see those when he gets them later. I may have wandered down to Sarissa and got some more terrain for Fallout Wasteland Warfare. I bought some Micro Art Studios pre-printed barriers and stuff for Infinity. So these are done in conjunction with Infinity. Hence why there's some of the artwork and stuff on them. They're really nice. The color balance on these is gorgeous compared to the color balance on their World War II shit. I bought a Sector 4 Mega Turbine. That's for Drowned Earth and for Frost Fallout and everything else. I bought an AK Interactive paint pen, but I don't know where it's gone. And then I bought some rad roaches and mole rats because everybody loves some fucking mole rats for Fallout. Yeah. So me and Paul are going to get on the Fallout Wasteland Warfare train later this year. So, all in all, not a bad little show. Then a few bits and pieces for people. So I bought some dices and bits and pieces, and then I got spammed this. So that was quite nice, and it smells fucking amazing. Don't remember where it came from, but it was good.
I'm back.
Yeah, you're back.
I'm back.
You got all your shit. I've just speed ran my haul, basically.
Oh, that's it.
Yes,
Speed, no pressure.
Metal dice, Darren.
You could have taken your time, couldn't you?
No, I speed ran it.
I know.
Ran it.
Just because I needed you to take your time, you speed
Well, no,
ran it.
because we need to roast you, don't we? Because you bought a new game.
No, look,
You
don't
did buy a
join
new
in.
game. You bought a new game. Yes, I may have encouraged you by pointing it out and going, you don't see them in the Cellar Vein very often.
You see, it's not my fault. I accept no culpability. Culpability Brown, that's not me. Right, so let's try and show some of this stuff off. Oh God. Right, ta-da! I need to get this stuff out of the fucking way. Let's cover this up before I get paint on everything. So let's start off with the small stuff. Got myself some brushes from the ABC guy. You see him at all of the events. He had some. Tell you what, his brushes are very reasonable and they're reasonably good quality for what you pay. But fucking hell, I wish he'd sort them by size. Everything is fucking multi-packs. I don't need a size 6, mate. Do you know what I mean? Just what I want is 4 size 2s or 4 size 3s. So after about 20 minutes squirreling, I think I bought 7 brushes altogether. Mix of size 2 and size 3. Reasonably value sables. I think they were about 3 or 4 quid each. Something like that. Fucking nothing really. So yeah. Bought one of these AK play marker things to try out. And my plan is to use this as an edging colour for a lot of my...
Dude, you've just walked into a trap by saying that word.
What?
The edging colour.
Have I? Is this something that the kids do? Is edging a kids thing? That does... Darren's edging?
Taurus, I've just realised I've no idea where Lincolnshire is.
Biggest county in the country, Taurus.
North Yorkshire's bigger.
Over on the east coast.
Look at a map of England, and you know the bit that sticks out to the right like a fucking buttock? We're just in that little crevice at the top of the butt cheek.
Yeah, that's the buttock is Norfolk, and we're the crack. Okay. Oh dear. Yeah, so these are going to be... I'm planning to use this colour to edge my battle systems cardboard stuff. Because I think it's a good match for...
Are you at least taking it out for a date first?
Oh, God. What is it? I don't even want to know. In fact, do you know what? I was going to ask, and then I thought, no, just don't ask. You've already seen my AK interactive paints. I did buy a few Vallejo. They were a bit overpriced at the show. I could have got them 20 or 30 pence a bottle cheaper at Amazon, but I thought there are always colours in the model colour range that are out of stock or tricky to get at Amazon. So I just bought 3, I think it was, of the weirder ones, like from the Vallejo stand. What else did I get? I got given some TT Combat paints for free, and they were pushing. Basically, I don't know what the threshold amount was. Every time.
Shit! I forgot that in my haul. I got some freebie paints, and I got fucking 20 or no, got 10 different paints from TT because I was super impressed with their stuff last year.
The Vallejo stand was embarrassingly quiet, wasn't it, Shakos? There was literally like nobody there.
Ghost towns were busier.
Yeah, it was shocking. I decided to. I'm going to what's the word? But pop my enamel cherry. I'm not.
Shit! I forgot my other one. I got streaking rust.
So I got these ammo things from Element, I think. Obviously, I'm going to be doing a lot of vehicles and what have you for my bolt action project. So, I got these to try them. I don't have really any experience using any product that is not water based. So this is going to be
watch this space.
Yeah, this is going to be one massive learning curve. But everybody's encouraged me and said that they're good products and they're not difficult to use. So we'll see how I get on. Yeah, we've got edging and cherry popping. Yeah, we're all in. Essentially, you've walked into a carry-on film. I am Sid James. I'm not quite sure who David is. So what else did we get? I'll tell you what. Like David, I got some fair bit of 3D printed scatter scenery bits because they're really.
The lad doing them was reasonably priced as well.
I was going to ask you, do you know what the name of his business was?
No, I know where he was.
But
looking at the maps, neither use nor ornament.
Yeah,
it's all a bit of.
I have to apologise and say I don't know what this chap's business was called, what he trades under, but these are really good. These are FDM prints, and they're really good. They're just little scatter pieces that I thought would look quite good for my Pacific games. They're sort of like a mixture of ferns and rock and what have you. I think I bought 3 or 4 different pieces in the end. I also
he had some really nice terrasses and stuff as well, didn't he?
I think he had these pieces as well. This is a print in a different colour. So he had this as well, which is more of a fallen tree, again surrounded by ferns. Again, I thought it'd look really cool for my Pacific bolt action scatter collection, just so that I can build a variety of different attractive tables. As I say, we've got several bits from him. These people were at least smart enough to brand their stuff, so Gatehouse Gaming can get a plug here. Again, 3D printed ferns and palm leaves for decorating bases and terrain pieces. Just a couple of little boxes of extras just to decorate stuff. What else did we get? But Drowned Earth is a game that David and I both own. So, like him, I picked up a couple of the dinosaur kits.
No, you said it wrong.
What?
Dinosaur.
Yeah, okay.
Dinosaur.
Loser. Total loser. So yeah, like David, I picked up a couple of the dinosaur kits. The Dilophosaurs and the Baryonyx.
Slightly disappointed in the Baryonyx, aren't you? Because there's a whacking great 2 set of holes in a chest.
Yeah, it is a bit of a shitter, to be fair. This reminds me of TT Combat's fucking resins. But yeah, look at that. I mean, it can be filled with acrylic filler. It's not a problem. It's on the belly, which is, I guess, better than it being anywhere visible.
The less egregious of the spaces.
But still, I mean, I guess they were put there to help the resin print drain. But fucking hell, guys. A little bit excessive, don't you think? For the miniature. Come on. Charles Audrey. Yes, Ewok, definitely. That's fucking hell. Cheese meat, for God's sake, mate. Don't tell us where you'd put the holes. Oh, my God. So, yeah, we got that.
What else did you get?
Expanded my Frostgrave collection a little further by finally getting a miniature to play the worm scenario in. These are modular worlds. Again, another one of these companies that does 3D prints. So that's going to be a Frostgrave worm. I think it's like supposed to be.
They also, I do believe, are one of the only UK stockists for Conquest. Because he was running the Conquest stand.
Conquest had a big stand as well. He was running it, was he?
He was running it. The guy that runs Modular Worlds was running the Conquest stand.
Because that stand was fucking massive. I did say to
Yeah.
David, are we going to get into Conquest? Obviously not this year. But
Well, no,
maybe.
because you already got into a game.
Shut up. And this is for Oathmark. So David and I played Oathmark recently. And I think I said on our video, one of the things about the Oathmark rules is that the line troops for the various races, orcs, dwarves, humans, elves, they're really generic, and you can basically pick any model range you want. The monster selections for some of the armies are quite weirdly specific. So, like, your dwarves have, like, rhinoceroses, don't they? Giant rhinos.
Rhinoceri.
Oh, rhinoceroses. And the orcs or the goblin, or orcs and goblins, one of the things they can take is like a large snake which lives in swampland. And I saw this curled up like a turd on the modular world stand, and I thought that will do quite nicely for that. It'll actually fit on a 50mm by 50mm base, which I think is what it needs in the game. So that's, I think it's there. They call it Branch Viper, but it's essentially a giant snake that I think I can make look swamp green, and it'll look pretty cool.
You know what? That is prospect for colour shift paint.
Colour shift, do you think?
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, I guess. Okay, it doesn't say swampland to me. As I've painted 3 out of the 5 Carnivale Vatican miniatures, I have, and the other 2 are basically started, if not finished. I thought I'll get my second box, so that I can build a more complete Vatican, because I've got enough Strigoi models now to build huge forces. The advantage the Strigoi have is that the bloody hero models are so ridiculously expensive in the game that even if you've only got a couple of boxes of vampires, you can build 150 ducat armies without even cracking a sweat. So I've decided to sort of like veer off and explore my Vatican collection. So we've got the Guardians of Malta set here with various options, including an angel, a guy who's setting himself on fire, a guy who appears to be surfing, which is very unusual for the 1600s. Where's David gone? Hang on a minute. Has David died? David! Oh, David! Okay. I have lost both of David's cameras. I am guessing, internet, that David's lost his internet connection, as I have lost everything from him. Yep, definitely technical difficulties. So what else did we get? Obviously, Bolt Action Pacific Island Project. Had to get some of these guys. LVTs, the American Landing Craft. Now, these are the Rubicon, obviously. Cheaper than the Warlord. I'm not sure whether they're better kits than Warlords. I suspect they probably are. They look very crisp. But in fairness, I've never I never sort of bought or built any of the Warlord ones. No, David is still gone. Okay, I shall soldier on. I shall soldier on. So I got the LVT2, LVTA12 or A2, which is that one. We got the we got the LVT4. There. Chat is running slower than a proposal from David. And the LVTA1 stroke A4. Don't ask me what any of the numbers mean or the variants. They did have several built at Rubicon. I think there's obviously different turret types you can take. Some you can have completely open at the back for deploying troops and what have you. So I've got everything. I can build lots of different versions because I do get bored building the same thing over and over again. To go along with the same project, we have to have some landing craft. So these are the Sarissa ones. I got the LCVP and the LCM3. So I've got a couple of different variants of these just to land the Americans on shore for the beach attack missions. This was another great piece of customer service. So I went to the Sarissa stand. They didn't bring any with them to the show. I went to Warlord and I said, have you got any of your Sarissa kits, your landing craft? And this was on the Saturday, and the guy said, no, we haven't, but it doesn't matter. I'll get them brought in for tomorrow. So these were brought in for me, especially on Sunday. I do like Warlord service. They're very good at UK Games Expo because they have somebody who replens. Hi, Rich. Because they have a stock replen every evening and they have somebody who goes back to head office, then they will get you stuff if they don't have it at the show, which is fucking amazing. What else did we have? So we've got Mansions of Madness. So this is the Final Fighting Fantasy or Final Fantasy Flight. Too many Fs. Board game. I've had the board game for 2 years now. And the problem with it, it's a great board game, but the supplements were sort of like printed and then never reprinted. So finding the actual supplements and expansions which give you extra missions, extra models to play with, extra room tiles, is actually a complete pain in the arse. This is only the second expansion I've ever seen in the flesh, and when I see them, I buy them immediately. So these are not new. These are all expansions for games I already own, which was said was fine. David is having issues by the looks of it. Another. Oh, now then. David and I have dabbled with God Tier. So for those of you who don't know, God Tier is a miniatures based board game. It's like the closest thing I could think of that other people might know is Underworlds by Games Workshop. It is very different, obviously, but that's the closest analogy that I can. Oh, David's lost all his power. Okay. So now this wasn't actually bought at the show because for the second year running, nobody was selling Steamforged God Tier at the show. These things are not fucking easy to get. So for well over a year and a half, David and I have been in a limbo where we've had some models to play it, but we haven't had 3 champions each to play the full scale game. And after I saw that nobody had got anything at the show, I said to David, fuck it, I'm just going to go on Zartu Games, buy the things we need, and then this project is done. Because to be honest, I don't think we're going to be digging deeper. David's decided to go for dwarves, and I've decided to go for goblins. We've got our 3 champions that are in race, and we're doing this for theme. We're not power gaming it. We haven't got wombo combo champions. We've just sort of like said, you know, David said, oh, well, I like the look of the dwarves, so I'll get the 3 dwarven champions. And I said, oh, well, I like goblins. That's my shtick. I'll get the goblin ones. And now we have them all. So I have Jack, which is spelt with 2 A's, Jaak, Jean, Jeen, and Sneaky Pete, who's the third one. So that's that. That was another thing that was bought sort of while I was at Game Expo, but not actually from Games Expo. My last purchase that I've got to show was this. So Simon Burks had a stand. This guy is an author. He does graphic novels. He does the stories and gets artists to illustrate them. And he also does like choose your own adventure game books with like a Cthulhu theme. And I saw this guy, I saw his stand on day one because his stuff looks fucking beautiful. The graphic novels look amazing. These book covers look stunning. I mean, I bought this. He's back. He's back. Are you there, mate?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, so he's back. Did you have a full-on power cut? Whole house down?
Yeah, the whole house just died.
Fantastic.
Just and disappeared.
Okay, I'm nearly at the end anyway. So I saw
Hang
him
on,
on.
have I missed you buying your new game?
No, I've left them to the last. So
Good man.
I saw him on Friday, and I was really impressed with the way everything looked. And I thought about it, and on Sunday I did go back, and this is a complete indulgence. These books, this was expensive, I think. This was 25 of your Earth pounds. for a hardback choose your own adventure game book. But I will admit the book is beautifully put together. It has a few full page illustrations in it, which are actually quite nice, black and white.
He also did some graphic novels that were quite
Yeah,
beautiful as well,
I
didn't
mean,
he?
I think he had these in paperback as well. But do you know what? I don't know if it's good yet. I don't know if it's well written or anything like that. So I will come back to chat. I will come back to you guys and give you like my thoughts on was this worth 25 quid, which is a lot. This is a lot of money for what is essentially a fucking Fighting Fantasy game book or whatever. But do you know what? I thought I liked the guy. I liked the look of what he was doing. And I thought I will support him. And again, I love everything Cthulhu. So do you know what? It might end up being a mega win if the book's really good. And that's it for the stuff that's not going to get me into trouble. Now, oh no. Also,
have you shown off your Queens of the Adriatic?
No, because I can't find it. I don't know if anybody's tried these. So my colour forge are running low. I've chewed through a couple of cans on various projects. So I thought I'm in the mood for I'm in the sort of market for a grey and a brown. And the TT Combat primers were there for a tenner each, give or basically. Except it was better than that because it was buy two for a tenner, get the third one free. So they ended up being basically £7. I don't know if anybody's got any experience with these and is going to say, you know, that was a bad purchase, but you know, you got to try this stuff, haven't you? So I got these to try, and we'll see how they go. Again, I'll give you guys some feedback if you've not tried them. I've obviously got experience. I've used Army Paint of colour primers for years. I've actually tried Colour Forge. Now I've got these to try, so I'll let you know how we get on. What the hell are these guys? Yeah, like Darren says, ouch. It does look good. I'll be honest. Let me come back to you, Darren, and I'll tell you if the game book element is well written and done. If the book is well written as well as well produced, I'll let you know. Because again, stick them on a Christmas list. If it's somebody else's money,
Yeah.
Winner, chicken dinner. Right. So, I'm gonna get off. I'm gonna get off desk now.
Now it's time for you to be attacked.
No, okay, right. Before everybody gets carried away, but David and I both said no new miniatures games. So we did sort of like leave the door open for board gaming. And to be fair, in like to roast myself or to hang myself by my own petard, I did say I wasn't planning on buying any board games and nothing really was appealing to me. But cheese me, stop. Night, Darren.
False promises. False promises.
Okay, looks like the book was a Kickstarter and is now on Amazon. That's good. I hope he does well because he was a nice guy, bless him.
I've seen him there other years, and he always seems nice, and he always comes across fairly nice. Do you know what I mean?
I have been looking at this game for ages. One of my favourite computer games of all time is is fucking L.A. Noire. So that 1940s gumshoe, Los Angeles murder mystery shit, mate, I am all over that. This board game is effectively LA Noire, the board game. And it's normally around 80 quid at places like Zatu.
Don't sit here justifying it because it was cheap.
Yeah. Have you played LA Noire recently, Cheese Me? Because I did a replay on my Xbox just last year, I think it was. Fucking loved it, man. That game is so good. I was doing some research on the internet. Do you know there were 2 whole sections that were removed because they couldn't fit them on the CD-ROM? He did a whole. They had a whole section where he worked on the burglary desk. All 3, I think it was 3 or 4 missions, all scripted, all filmed, all coded, and it was cut because of space. Oh, can you imagine? And I tell you what, actually, this is completely not related to Desktop Hobby, so if you're not interested in computer gaming, you can zone out. But I saw on Steam, I believe, a trailer for a game called Precinct that's coming out later this year, which is sort of like the spiritual successor to LA Noire. It's not got the movie look to it. It's more like open world. It's more like 3D isometric, walk around a city, drive around a city sort of shit. But it's the same idea as LA Noire, where you basically do police procedural stuff. You start as a rookie cop doing traffic stops and that sort of shit, and then you go through the game and you get up into the detective rank and start investigating crimes. So I'm not normally one for buying new computer games, but I may be tempted. Anyway, I was saying about this, I've looked at it several times. I've watched tons of videos on YouTube, and I saw it there. It was actually at the Van Ryder Games stand, the company that make it. 60 fucking quid. 25% cheaper than the discount websites. And I was like, oh, that's a bit too tempting. Yes, I do remember the Police Quest series, Cheesy. So I'm afraid this had to be bought just for the price. As I say, it's been on the list for ages, and this year was the year we pulled the trigger. I don't need to tell everybody. I don't need to play it to tell everybody if this is going to be good. This is going to be fucking awesome. I'm just telling you. I know it's going to be fucking awesome. So, okay. And this is the one. This is the lie. This is the deceit. So come on then. We can lay into me in the chat. I know that Cheese Me's chomping at the bit.
Hang on, before chat chomps at the bit, would you like to make the boys and girls at home jealous of how much you actually paid for it?
It's a shame. Are there any sort of like throwing fruit emojis people can spam? Well, so this game died, I don't know how many years ago. Rune Wars. This was Fantasy Flight's attempt to do what this is their fantasy Star Wars sort of like. This was their bid to defeat Games Workshop. High on the crack cocaine of X-Wing, they thought, yeah, and we can beat Warhammer too. So they released a rank and flank miniatures war game called RuneQuest, and I think it's fair to say things didn't go so well.
Wasn't there only ever like 2 factions for it?
Do you know what? I don't know. I think there was more than 2. Yeah, Cheesemy says this was one of the Beasts of War boot camps. I know, brand new in cellophane. Yeah, no, not Rune Quest. Rune Quest's something completely different. Rune Wars. If I say Rune Quest at any point in the next 10 minutes, it's because I'm an old
Slap
man
him.
and my brain does not work. In the same way that I keep calling Warcradle Scenics TT Combat and TT Combat Warcradle Scenics. Yeah, that's true. But JJ, your firm's a little bit smaller than Fantasy Flight last time I looked. Anyway, it didn't go so well for him. I'll be honest, when I first saw this game, I saw the playthroughs because it has like a weird. You have like a board. It's a typical Fantasy Flight game. There's more cardboard on the table than there are plastic figures. And it's
Yeah, but FFG do cardboard and they do it well.
yeah, they do. They definitely do like their cardboard accessories. More cardboard makes game betterer, I think, is what they actually. I think that is actually their logo. They're like
trees
tagline.
go burr. Trees go burr.
So, but brand new inbox, deader than dead, 40 quid. Now I think that that's not bad value, even just to have the 50 miniatures that are in it to do other things with. So I know that it's technically a new game, but I can't see us ever playing it. The only scenario I can ever see us playing Rune Wars as the game Rune Wars is to film a video for the channel of how bad it is. But it
we've been playing all the rank and flanks, so we should just give it a go.
Yeah. I am tempted to leave it in the cellophane and see if it accumulates value, but I have a feeling its value can only go down.
Well, to be fair, the best thing was we commented to the bloke that sold it to us, going, "Rune Wars, you don't often see that brand new sealed inbox," and he just turns around and goes, "I know. Make me an offer."
Yeah, he said it was 90 quid retail. Make me a reasonable offer, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck to offer him. How low do we go? And I was looking at David and I was saying, 50 miniatures. What do you reckon? And he just said 40 quid. I was like, yeah, 40 quid. All right then, you've got me. I'll give you 40 quid for it. So yeah, that was. I only bought one other thing at the show, and that is obviously TT Combat every year do their fantastic.
Oh yeah, you can't even show that off. You've got to wait 4 to 6 weeks to show that fucker off.
So, TT Combat every year do their terrain tables. So what they do is they bundle together a load of their MDF terrain into a deal.
Typically anywhere between about 130 and 175 quid's worth of terrain.
Yeah, and they're always the same. They're priced at 100 quid. Ooh. So you reckon I can flip it for a profit, Cheese Me, do you reckon? So yeah, and I'll be honest, TT Combat, it's one of those things, they are just, if you, everybody can always make room for more terrain. And the TT Combat MDF terrain is pretty good stuff. It's not pre-coloured, and it does take a lot of painting, but it's fucking good stuff.
Actually, can we get a salt warning, please?
Oh God. Right. Anyway, I
No,
had a
because
dilemma.
I need to go on. I need to go on the warpath,
Look,
don't I?
let me finish. Jesus. I had a dilemma in that I didn't know which deal to buy. I did think about buying yet another Carnivale table deal, but I'll be brutally honest, I already have a lot of those. So buying another one seemed a bit ridiculous.
And David talked you out of it.
So I just bought a in the end I bought a Japanese themed one. So next year I'm planning to maybe get into 1 or 2 Japanese themed miniature games. I'd really like to get into Test of Honor, having played it and enjoyed it. And I really like the idea of getting into pike and shot, probably starting with the samurai Edo period, which I think Warlord support and a ton of other people do miniatures for.
Stanley, you're
So
not meant to encourage cheese me.
I do think so. Basically, and also I don't have any Japanese terrain, and if nothing else, I can play my Malifaux games now with my Japanese only demons running amok in a sort of like Japanese palace garden style type thing. So,
To be fair,
do you know what I mean?
that's going to be baller as fuck when I get Kiraya, who's the Japanese spirit summoner,
That would
and we're
be
just
an
having a
excellent.
summon off in the middle of your Japanese temple.
Yeah, that would be a fantastic table to do that Malifaux game on. So even if I don't get into any other games, the other thing is I did say to David, you'd probably need to. It's a little bit open, and we'd need to include some other. I'd need to buy some extra buildings to make it more crowded. But Japanese themed MDF kits and resins and prints, they're not difficult to get. But I thought you could even do Infinity on it.
You could.
I think you could do quite a cool Infinity game on it if you sort of mixed up the Japanese architecture maybe with some modern street furniture on the right mat. It could look pretty cool.
Yeah.
As I say,
Yeah.
I don't think it's fucking. Oh, Chakos, fucking good shout, sir. Shakos says the Warlord minis are ex-War Games factory and are crap. Get plastics from Fireforge. Yes, I do, man. Well, I've got an Ender 3 Shakos, so I can check out Ian Lovecraft. He does amazing Japanese buildings. Will do, mate. You are you're a font of bloody knowledge. You're like Jerry's Padawan. That's awesome.
Slightly less beardy though.
So that's it. That is my fucking UK Games Expo haul.
Right. Salt warning is in effect. If you don't like me ranting at Wayland Games, turn away for the next 5 minutes. Wayland, what the fuck were you doing? You came to a show, you barely bought any Infinity, you barely bought any Malifaux compared to other years, you didn't bring any of your War Cradle Scenics, and you didn't bring any of your Wild West Exodus. What the fuck? We get you've got a new game called Armored Clash, and you want to shill it and you want to push it, but there's no need for it to take up that much retail space. And secondly, we know you're now releasing a 4th edition of Dystopian Wars, and we get that you've got 3rd edition shit in the boxes, and you want to fire sale it. But what are you doing? Rant over.
Do you feel better for that now, mate?
Yeah, I do feel better for that.
Fucking hell.
I do feel better for that, actually. That has been 3 days in the making of bracing myself and knowing what I wanted, etc. And then I turn up there and go, oh, I'll get some I'll get some hex beasts because then I can have them painted up and I can play them in the game that I'm playing with. Oh no, you don't. Fuck you.
Yeah, yeah, that was a thing, wasn't it? It was a big thing.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, cunts.
I mean, I am sort of with David, to be honest. It's like I don't understand why Wayland. Well,
Again,
I do understand.
They're very protective over. Again, no mythos. They're very protective over their War Cradle scenic stuff with the Wild West Exodus and the dystopian and everything else. They don't let every Tom, Dick, and Harry like Goblin Gaming have a piece of that action. And again, I understand it from their point of view because it hurts Daddy in the corner. But guys, I wanted to buy some of your stuff, and instead now I've got to buy it on the internet and pay postage and packing, and I'm pissed off.
Yeah, and like you said, Shakos is having his salty rant about Vallejo in the chat. You go for it, Shakos. I mean, I'll be honest. It did annoy me that they had left so much at home. Like I get it. Like we spoke to James Hewitt, and he was saying obviously because the new version of Dystopian is coming, they were trying to push that to clear their old stock and sell it through. So they wanted to make sure that there was plenty of Dystopian stock to sell through. Obviously, they're pushing Armoured Clash really hard. So again, they wanted the whole range there on the stand. And maybe they don't sell as much Mythos. Mythos I can understand. Mythos is a bit of a
Niche.
a bit of a forgotten child in the War Cradle range, isn't it?
Yes.
And I can understand because they've got a lot of good games, and you can't give them all the same amount of fun, sort of attention, sort of thing. So I sort of get it, but it was a bit annoying the amount of stuff that they didn't bring. So yeah, I get it, and to be fair, it was also completely bad luck on us, wasn't it? That another thing that annoyed me was neither Corvus Belly nor anybody else, because I sort of said, okay, I don't really have any other plans.
No, dude, give credit where credit's due. You could have bought some Combined Army if you weren't such a fucktard at wanting all of the singles from all of the other boxes. That's on you.
Fucking hell.
That's on you.
No, but they didn't.
It is.
I couldn't even get the avatar. I couldn't even get the avatar.
You were completing a fucktard. You going, I want this single miniature from an 80 quid box. Do I buy it? Fuck no.
Oh dear.
Don't touch it with a barge pole.
Well, okay, apparently that's my fault then. So that's me told, isn't it?
You had mug stamped on your forehead.
Fuck off. Look, I know what I want, right? And what I want,
I like
it. What I want is Combined Army based around the avatar tag. That's what I want. I don't want the fucking Shazvasti starter group. I don't want the Morat Expedition Force, or whatever the fuck it's called. That's not what I'm in for.
Right,
and like every other year, there's tons of fucking Infinity. Well, in fact, to be fair, there was a fair bit of Infinity there this year. Just no Combined Army, because apparently, fuck me.
Yeah.
No, not yeah. Don't fucking say yeah like it's a good thing.
It let you get Room Wars, didn't it?
Oh, shut up. Oh, my God.
Sorry, was that the truth that was just spoken? Was that the truth that you just got stabbed with?
Knob.
Right. Anyway, we're a little bit late, but UK Games Expo 2025.
I don't know.
We
I've
complete.
got a little slideshow. Should I just let the slideshow run and we'll waffle?
Yeah,
Or
let the
shall...
slideshow run and we'll have a waffle.
Okay,
So 42,000 unique tickets, 72,000 visits across all 3 days. The hall space is now the second largest in the world. It's on a par or just ever so slightly bigger than Gen Con, but smaller than Essen later in the year in October. Is kind of the background to all this, isn't it?
Yeah. Does anybody know? Is Essen literally just board games, or do you see the miniature guys at Essen as well? Asking because I don't know because I'm ignorant.
Asking for a friend. Shako's asking if we took the hotel photos out of the reel for him.
I don't know what's in this reel and what's not, mate. To be honest.
4K dick pic. Oh, but no, it was good. So hats off to UKGE because actually they managed to make the avenues wider this year, didn't they? And go through halls 2, 3, 3A, and a little bit of 4. And even though Saturday was heaving, it did not feel as bad as last year. It wasn't a big shuffle, was it?
I mean, my comment on this would be, I think it was about halfway through the first day, as we were doing our walk around, because on day 1 of UKGE, we walk around the show. And about halfway round on the first day, I realised that we were walking down the aisles, and if I'd not really taken in what was on the other side, because I was looking to my left, I think, and I thought, I don't know what I've just passed on the right. And that's never happened to me before. And I was thinking, are the aisles wider? Because it wasn't busy really on Friday, not mega busy, certainly early on. And I wondered whether I'm just getting more old and senile, which is definitely a possibility, or whether they had actually made the lanes wider. And I think were we speaking to somebody, one of the stall holders on Sunday?
We spoke to Bad Squidoo lady.
Oh, the lady at the Bad Squidoo stand. I was either Saturday, was it?
Wasn't Annie?
No, it was one of the people helping out on Bad Squidoo, and she said that yes, the aisles were wider. You could definitely tell. There is no way I would have guessed that like they were up like 10% on the year before, based on the congestion and the claustrophobic feeling. I know that was probably a combination of wider lanes and increasing to 7.5 acres of space or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah, I love the fact that we're so autistic.
You're
sat down
so
on
autistic.
Sunday night at TGI Fridays and looked at the acreage that was covered with all of those halls.
But we are from Lincolnshire.
Nothing speaks area like acreage and a Lincolnshire boy.
It's the only unit of measurement of size of area that matters. Acres.
Shakos, it took him 2 days to find Osprey.
That's a lie,
though,
because we showed you straight away.
You asked and you received.
Yeah. Definitely. For a number of reasons, it was the best UK Games Expo that we've been to. Let's run through a couple of slides. So this is that Simon Burke guy. You can see, look, his books here. fucking beautiful, mate. He's beautiful plumage. Really lovely. There's the Cthulhu book on the left. He's got an Innsmouth one on the orangey one in the centre. That's his other Cthulhu Choose Your Own Adventure book. And he's got other stuff as well. So there's a couple of shots of his stand.
He's got some fantasy ones
I don't
as
know
well,
whether
hasn't he?
this game's any good. I just like the fact that somebody wrote Git on a stand. I did
got
try
away
and get
with it.
David to stand under it, but he wasn't having it. So maybe next year.
To be fair, at that point, I was being salty about War Cradle, wasn't I?
He was sulking, yeah. This was
7TV, their new outpost, Colony 87.
Colony
That's
87.
coming
You've
to
got. I tell you
kickstart
what,
soon.
I know why I bring you. You've got a really good name, good memory for this shit. I'd never have remembered
No, it's the
that.
fact that I've just read it off the fucking sticker in the top left-hand corner.
Well, you can.
blind
The fact that you
bastard.
can see it, that means it's worth bringing you. I can't read that with my fucking glasses on. So yeah, this was not TT Combat, 7TV's Crooked Dice, new sort of like table display. I haven't actually looked into this yet, but I
coming
think
to
it's
Kickstarter soon. It's 7TV, but more campaign mode. He
Yeah,
said, didn't he? I mean, again, Upworlder has called it there. I did find you both Rune Wars and fucking Mansions of Madness.
the Mansions of Madness was a very good spot. The Rune Wars was an obvious trap that got me roasted on the internet, for which you are not forgiven.
You didn't have to buy it for 40 quid. And technically, the best thing here, Paul, is I could have bought that Rune Wars miniatures game and it wouldn't have counted as a new game because I already have a squad of Rune Wars skellies.
Oh, fuck! Fuck off! What a tosser. Right, okay. So if he's finished throwing me under the bus, yeah. This is Crooked Dice doing something a bit different, because I think if I understand this right, there is a whole lore to this Colony 87, isn't there?
Yeah, he said about it, didn't he?
Shakos puts Cheeseby said lies, it would still have counted, so he's not letting you off. Shakos says one of my takeaways, like Dave at MS Page, given how much D&D stuff there was, if you can put it in a tube, you can sell it next year for the UB. The salt stuff. Fucking hell.
The salt sellers.
Oh, mate. I wonder if these, you get these places that do like branded merch. I wonder if anyone does a salt cellar or a condiment set.
You know what we should do, actually, to fund our Yellow Belly Tabletop hobby?
Yeah.
We should do some Yellow Belly Tabletop seasoning. And it's literally just salt.
Yeah. We should do a condiment set. But there's
what the
just
fuck happened to the right-hand side of the lens in this picture? It looks like it's been rubbed in Vaseline.
Yeah, it probably had. It was my phone, so it probably just got shit all over it. This was just a shot at the TT Combat stand.
Not even the pretty side of the TT Combat stand, but
that
you can
was
see
Warlord.
Me there
Warlord
in my
had a
shorts.
fucking beautiful table for Conflict 47, didn't they, mate?
Yes, they did. Absolutely gorgeous. All the Vaseline from Brokeback Expo.
These, to be fair,
that's an unfortunate picture.
What?
Just to the right-hand side of the Bushido stand.
What is unfortunate? The weird...
the girl doing the zig hail.
Yeah, the sort of doing the air punch. I'm not quite sure what that is. Yeah, Bushido. That was the Bushido stand. This was David and I trying out Hard War, wasn't it, mate?
Yes, it was. So 6 to 15, did he say? Mill game coming soon. They're doing a new edition for it. My God, this is good. It's coming to Kickstarter in July, and I'm sorry to say, boys and girls, this may break my no new games.
I will be
Because-
resisting because I know it's coming to retail.
Yeah, but I don't want to resist. I want it. I want it in my life, and I want it now. D12 system, adversarial roll-offs, but really weird with the adversarial roll-offs for a D12 system. So I roll a number of dice to attack, looking for a certain stat and a certain number. Paul then rolls his defense dice equal to his defense stat. He's just looking to cancel. Just basically pair and match. So if I roll a 7 and Paul rolls a 7 and 11 and a 12, Paul will only cancel my 7. So we better hope it doesn't go and combine together to make the score. Isn't it?
It gives the game quite a nice feeling in terms of its dice mechanic. The probabilities
there's always something to go, isn't there, as well? You're always concentrating on something, like, again, measuring your stats and your defense rolls, etc. There's no dead time in this game.
No. They did say, I believe this is like an old game that they've bought off somebody else, some Polish company, was it?
I don't know.
And they're going to give the whole thing a facelift because I think the game had got a bit bogged down in its mechanics. And to be fair, the version that we were trying at the con is what they called, did they call it the streamlined version or the basic version?
Yeah, the more basic version.
Yeah, so there is an advanced version of the rules which has more granular mechanics for the shooting interactions and the mechs and that
again,
sort of
targeting certain like weapon systems or arms or tracks to slow down models and stuff like that.
But the version we played was fine. If you're into your sort of like 6-10 mil, well, I think it's 6 mil, isn't it?
Yeah.
6 mil mech and tank games. This is definitely worth keeping your eye on. I liked the aesthetic of the models, but I think you can basically do what you like, can't you? You can.
They've basically got a big old tableau at the back that's full of everything that you can stat and point out and build with.
But as I say, it played very nicely. I did enjoy our little game with it. I like the dice.
One of the best demos we had of the weekend, I feel.
Yeah, I think you're right.
One of the best.
Yeah. It's what's great is when you play as many miniature games as we do, and we did talk about this at the show. When you play as many games as we do, when you sit down to find a new game, you want the game to... Because, do you know what? We'll come back to this later. But essentially, what this game does is...
It doesn't want to be cookie... It doesn't want to be cookie cutter.
No, it doesn't want to be...
At the same time, it doesn't want to reinvent the wheel and be obtuse for the sake of being obtuse. Do you know what I mean?
There's a sweet spot where you take something that's quite basic and familiar, but just change it enough so that it looks more appealing versus the other 10 games that you already play.
Sharkcast, I'll send you my charity money because then it doesn't count as me spending.
That's in the wrong fucking format. This also caught our eye, and this is going to be on Kickstarter soon. So I'm a massive Tomb Raider fan. I've always wanted there to be a good implementation of the Tomb Raider IP in some format other than the video games. And
whether that be a board game, a miniatures game, or whatever.
Back in the day, I did buy a fair bit of the card game, Tomb Raider collectible card game, and it was okay. If I'm honest, I bought it because I'm a Tomb Raider fan, not because the game was worth it.
But you stood there, Trevor. You could have moved.
So it was like, yeah. There was an implementation of the Tomb Raider IP as a board game that I think I saw at UKGE a couple of years ago, which had this weird circular board that I think rotated.
Yeah,
And I
but
might
isn't
be,
that deader than a dodo, and nothing really much came of it?
yeah, and I did actually look into it, and the gameplay was utterly shit and seemed to have absolutely no connection to the IP at all. It was absolutely
One thing I will say
nah.
about this, though, it is solo only.
Yeah. But yes, so to come to this is a board game using the Tomb Raider IP. It sounds like it's really going to use the IP, so the flavour is like you're exploring an island as Lara Croft. It sounds to me like it's going to very much feel like the Rise of the Tomb Raider, the most recent wave of games out of whoever it is, Ubisoft or whoever owns the bloody
Yeah, it'll be Ubisoft
rights to
probably.
this now. As David said, what's the massive drawback? It's solo only. Now, if they can, we did sort of like piss on their chips a bit and sort of like said, "Ooh, solo only, that's a bit shit." Not in a horrible way, but hopefully in a
No, but
nice way.
again, there was elements of the game that could easily been done as a duo game.
Yeah.
That just weren't. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I hope that the chap who's designing it, I think it was his wife we were speaking to.
Yeah.
I do hope the chap who's running the Kickstarter takes our gentle prodding of his wife, and
you might want to rephrase that because we might end up with a court order against us.
Or I could just leave it phrased as I said it and let the world enjoy. Oh dear.
Again, it looked cool. As I say, the biggest downside for me was solo only.
Yeah. And
there was elements that you could easily have made. It could easily be made and modified into a two-player.
I think he can. I think he can. I think you could definitely do multiplayer of this. Don't get me wrong. The design, I don't think it's like a no-brainer. I think it would take some design thought because it's very well crafted as both a campaign and pick up and play game for a solo play.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's the beyond the wit of a great designer. And I'm looking at what he's done so far. He looks like he's got the chops. But I tell you what, if this comes to Kickstarter and there is a multiplayer or PvP add-on or expansion or something for the game, fucking hell, that's almost 100% back. At the moment, it's like a 75% back because do I want another solo-only gaming experience? Maybe not. But if there is any way I can multiplayer this, fuck me, I'm buying it. Absolutely. Great looking game, if nothing else. Butcher and Bolt, mate. What do we say about this?
Butcher and Bolt, lads that's doing this, super fucking passionate, really good intrinsic idea behind the game here.
Yeah.
maybe a little too convoluted, and I think we may do a little bit more of a deep dive onto this. Not
Yeah.
pissing on his chips, but there are elements that could be improved with minimal effort.
Again, this is coming. First thing, his table looks beautiful. It as a visual spectacle, it definitely is. The game is incredibly ambitious. So imagine 0200 hours on insane steroids, where
Full stealth mechanics, can play full like World War II raids on Saint Nazaire with your commandos coming ashore, fucking up German U-boat pens, and then pissing off. All that kind of good stuff.
similarly you can do just like
glider
commando raids.
the rescue of Mussolini with the Fallschirmjägers. He said he's done that.
Yeah.
Again, really nice that there's some events as well that happen throughout the game, and the weather changes, and it actually has an effect on gameplay.
It's got rules for night fight and that sort of thing. Essentially, I think he's trying to meld every sort of flexibility of bolt action to 0200 hours, and I'm not convinced it might be a bit too ambitious. The other thing I will say, I don't think his demonstration game, his demo game, was pitched right. The problem with it was he's obviously got that massive board and the really convoluted scenario where you have to use your British commandos to discover the demolition charges in the warehouse complex, then plant them on the submarines to blow them up, then presumably get away. Well, we played a demo game on Saturday, and we were on turn 4 of the one game he'd been playing presumably all weekend. So each person that demos it gets to play one turn out of the game.
Well, I don't think he did any demoing on Friday.
Right.
Because he was busy, because we did touch bases with him on Friday.
Yeah. Again, I think he should have taken a board that was about 2 foot by 2 or 3 by 3, had a very short scripted.
Because again, the other thing
scenario.
Is we never got to demo the Go Lab mechanic.
No,
did we?
Exactly.
After stuff was discovered and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
We didn't get to see intrinsic parts of the game.
Yeah.
But as I say, I think we may do a little bit more of a deep dive.
Yeah, I mean, I wish him all the best with it. It looked beautiful. It's fucking ambitious. I'll give him that. But we'll see, and we'll see what happens with his project. It's just a shame that the game wasn't scaled in such a way that David and I could take an hour and literally run through everything that it had to offer. Do you know what I mean? That's not how it was set up, unfortunately.
I got super glue in my cut bollocks. It's a bit stingy.
Also, his passion meant that he did talk too much. Bless him.
What's after Butcher and Bolt do? Because we've got 15 minutes.
This is Oath. Who does the bloody? It's Oathsworn, the game. I can't remember the name of the company. This is their new one.
That middle's Fall of Avalon, isn't it? It's the new
Fall
one.
of Avalon, yeah. It's fucking beautiful looking. I'll tell you
what.
That
was the one that we absolutely roasted them for last year, wasn't it? Because they basically had a fucking stand.
Yeah, they had a fucking massive stand with nothing in it. This year the stand looked great. They'd got some beautiful artwork, fantastic layout of the table. They'd still got the sword in the stone gimmick. Where is it? There
Yeah,
it
but
is at
it
the front.
wasn't like last year where it was in the middle of a fucking
Yeah.
4x4 stand on its Jack Jones.
Yeah, that was funny, Shakos, wasn't it? So
Was
they
that
had
the
a
first,
Tano
second, or third time that they announced that will the person with a fat ass get off their fucking radio?
Oh dear. This is this looked interesting. This was a guy selling called Tales of the Old West. It's a weird Wild West
It's Wild West
role-playing game.
RPG with no Weird West or any other elements.
No.
It's very gritty and as by the book, real life, isn't it?
Yeah, totally grounded. Literally like role-play living in 1820s America, building your business or doing what else you can do to make a living in the Old West. Odd idea for a role-playing game, but it did look. The stuff looked nice, and certainly
the art in the book looked really good, didn't it, as well?
The quality of the printed products looked great. They'd got a beautiful aesthetic to them.
Did you notice though? Did you notice he was wearing a Free League t-shirt?
No, I didn't.
So I think it may be Free League.
I don't know, mate. Could be.
Which would explain the chops and the artwork behind it.
Possibly.
Because Free League do shit well.
I'm not saying it was my sort of game. Very odd, but
different.
Yeah,
I think is probably the best way of putting it.
And you know what? I always like to applaud people for trying different shit. It's a bit like Butcher and Bolt. I think he's maybe being a bit too ambitious, but I've got to applaud the guy for trying to do something that's not typical. Because it's crazy ideas that often give you the best stuff. What else we got there? Don't know what that is or why I photographed it. Seems like a good idea at the time.
What's that?
Oh, that'll be one of those people who was producing
Dungeon tokens. So these guys were doing printablescenery.com prints for dirt cheap. Like, we worked it out and sat down. There's a ruined crow's house.
Basically, cheese me, yes.
Was 30 quid. It's 12 odd dollars for the STL, which is, say, a tenner. Say it's a third of a roll of filament, about 300 grams. That's about 7 quid. So you're at 17 quid versus 30. But I tell you what, you don't have to spend any fucking time prepping it or cleaning it up. They were some of the cleanest 3D prints that I've ever seen being sold at the show.
Yeah,
and in the foreground on the left-hand side is the ruins church and the church from the King and Country Kickstarter at 28 mil. That bastard is way too big to be playable on a 6x4 table, but my God, does it look good when it's all painted up and done.
And like you said, considering they were FDM prints, they were the crispest
and
cleanest.
They had a really tall tower. What was the tower? Must have been about 2.5 foot tall. Well, it's there in the foreground, actually, in grey, behind the churches. That tower was 100 quid printed or 200 quid fully painted and finished. There is over 100 quid's worth of time in that to paint that fucker up.
Yeah. They were ridiculously cheap. I said to David, if you're going to get people who can commercially produce 3D prints of that quality at that price, that's going to be great for like old grognards who don't want to get into 3D printing.
I thought you was about to say like me.
Well, to be honest,
jump down your throat.
I know the thing is you enjoy the whole printing thing. but there are significant numbers of people for which it's a chore to get to an end
Yeah.
state. And I tell you what, if this area of the gaming market starts to get ultra competitive, fucking hell, we could win massively as gamers here. Potentially, don't you
Right.
think?
What's next? Because we've got 10 minutes.
Um,
Speed run.
I've only got 6 photos left, so it'll work out just fine. This is so we saw this stand. What the hell were these guys called? Can you remember?
Folded space.
Sorry,
Folded space.
Folded Space. God, you're brilliant. You, I wish I had your memory. Yeah, Folded Space. What they do is they do sort of like foam core printed inserts for.
And the thing is, it's not even cheap foam core, is it? It's the proper thick, dense EVA foam that you use for like cosplay props, etc.
Yes, it was.
With like a laminated paper face, and because they're working with the game designers on a fair few of their games, as you can see in this one for Clank, they have all the Clank artwork on the side of all their token boxes and trays.
Yeah.
Now, they're not cheap because the Folded Space insert for Voidfall is 30 quid for a 90 quid game. So you're paying a third of the box price. And it was similar for you with Clank, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was
about
20 quid for your Clank insert,
22, I think. But I mean, it's only a 40 odd quid board game. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like I said to David, these are a nice idea, but if I'm going to spend, it's a bit too much for an accessory that only improves my storage. So like,
yeah, you're not getting any play improvements out of this other than possibly slightly quicker setup and teardown.
No. So like, to contrast it, obviously everybody knows
JJ.
everybody knows on the channel that I play Arkham Horror, the living card game. Now, I've bought custom tokens to play that game. That are special glass backed with metal with images embedded in them. And I've spent more on tokens than probably the core base game costs. But those tokens are used during play. They're not a storage upgrade. They are something that is enhancing the game experience. I mean, I won't say they enhance the gameplay because they do exactly what the cardboard ones do. It's just that they feel and look so much better.
Slightly nice tactile.
Yeah. Now, I totally get that, and obviously I've done it myself. I will pimp a board game with extras where that's the end goal, which is to, you know, make the whole experience better. But to spend like half of the cost of my game again just for storage, no. See you later, JJ. It was a little bit rich for me. What was this, mate? This was battle mats, wasn't it? So these actually looked fucking cool.
So these were like, and it sounds shit to say it, PVC fold out mats. So what they do is they come in a folder and they're like a, what would you say, probably about a 3x3 max?
Yeah.
Maybe 2x2, folded into quarters with a little extra edge on it that clips into the ring binder, double-sided as well.
Yeah.
Very glossy finish on them. I will say that.
Yeah.
But the artwork on it was very nice. The textures were good, the color balance was good. The only thing that let it down is, I think, long-term ring binders aren't necessarily the best solution because they might tear out.
Yeah, I did
And
wonder if the
secondly,
plastic loops.
how
tear.
glossy they were, but I think they were quite reasonably priced as well, weren't they?
They weren't bad, and they had some really unique textures that I really liked the look of. And there's a lot of companies now doing these battle mat things, and obviously we don't do as much role playing as some, so I don't know as it's necessarily something we'd buy, but the textures were really pretty.
You know what they would be good to buy for, though? To buy the sci-fi set or like a cyberpunk set for the likes of 5 parsecs for
Oh
the
yeah,
game we're deving and everything else.
yeah. So it's moonlight-maps.com by the looks of it. We managed to get the photo of
Website
the website. So go and check them out, guys, because I reckon that if you're into your role playing, any of your sci-fi role playing and stuff, the sci-fi ones were for me were the better ones. The fantasy ones were fine, but there's already a lot of good fantasy ones out there, to be honest. Yeah, they did, mate. They did.
And
And
again, they've
last
got a
of,
range of stuff. They've got like interiors of spaceships and other things as
so
well.
do you want to have
haven't they?
5 minutes giving everybody our thoughts on Malediction?
Well, just before we attack Malediction, can we just give a shout out to the guy at the Asmodee stand who gave us a Marvel Crisis Protocol demo game?
Oh yeah,
That was
Andrew, I think his name was.
That was quite enjoyable.
Yeah, great demo.
Little bit attacked because I can't roll dice to save my life in a similar way to. We also played some Armor Clash over at the Wayland stand.
Yeah, you say you couldn't roll dice, but actually, what actually happened was the brilliant power of Iron Man and Captain America kicked your stupid ass. That's what happened.
No. No.
Yes.
But Malediction.
Yeah.
We spoke about this January this year. The fact that this is a miniatures. They've made an entire new genre, as you can see it on the banner there. It's a miniatures card game. Malediction. Have you heard of the lesser spotted GW Underworlds?
Yeah.
That's a miniatures card game. But basically, think of Magic the Gathering with extra steps and moving miniatures around on a battlefield, and you're basically there.
I am going to say my only comment on this is I feel totally vindicated. When we mentioned this on stream, this is a great example of an idea that's completely overcooked. When we mentioned this for the first time on stream, I saw the playthrough videos and I saw the blurb, and I was like, who the fuck in their right mind wants to play a miniatures war game and a collectible card game simultaneously? I've already played Underworlds. It's fine, but it's not that good. And I played it, and I was completely vindicated. It is too much. It is too convoluted. It's a mad lad idea.
And again, the best thing is,
I don't think has value.
Didn't get onto the stand until 3 o'clock on Sunday.
And this
it was rammed all weekend.
And this is where we admit that we are not the voice. I am not the Vox Populi, apparently, because I have a sneaking suspicion that this will be bigger than fucking, the Beatles, to be honest.
The best I have seen from this, though, over the course of the weekend, Loot have had to issue a public apology because they have been selling shit before it's been given to Kickstarter backers.
Yes, because you could buy things at the show.
You could actually buy things at the show. You could buy your starter sets, get your miniature STL codes, you could get your decks, etc. Again,
going to go down well.
they've not only just done mono color factions and have 4 factions balanced against each other. Oh no. We've also got the spicy 2-color commanders coming shortly as well, with being able to take cards from the core set, the Resurrectionist deck, or whatever they're called, and then another deck as well. So you can kiss goodbye to your fucking balance, because it'll be gone. They've got a rarity mechanic in deck building. So your decks are 30 card minimums. You take 3 of one color, 2 silvers, and a single copy of your gold. Well, why would you ever run 1 in 30 cards being a particular gold card?
Well, again, you might run it if it's broken and it'll win the game as soon as you see it, and you might also run it if your faction has loads of cards that allow you to filter through your deck quickly or execute search effects. The problem is like card games, especially like collectible ones, tend to have incredibly complex deck mechanics. And if you don't put those sort of mechanics in place and on a 30 card deck, effectively it becomes incredibly random. And that means all that your cards are is a way of making your miniatures game as random as fuck. I mean, it's like the fact that
should we talk about the best thing? Attacks are on a D20, and you roll a D20, and you add your stat to it, looking to beat the opponent's defense.
Now, call me mad, but I think D20s are notoriously spiky.
They're not the best, are they? I mean, again, the best is they've countered the spikiness by, if you beat your target number, you do massive amounts of damage.
That's funny, actually.
If you don't hit your target number, you do some damage, but not as much. And if you roll a 1, you do 1 damage.
I just want to immortalize this on the internet for prosperity, right? I am going to call this now. They started the design process and they had a D20 for hits, right? And then at some point, somebody went, this is really swingy though, isn't it? Because basically half the time I don't do any damage. And then somebody went, I've got a design fix. You always do some damage, but if you get over your target number, you do more damage. I'm just calling it...
Can you just get the salt shaker ready, please? Because
I'm just calling it right now.
I'm about to go on a tirade about our turn 3.
Sorry?
I'm about to go on a tirade about our turn 3, and I need a salt shaker.
Okay, go on then.
So, we've been playing the game at this point for what? About 20 minutes, haven't we?
Yeah.
We've played through round 1, we've played through round 2. Round 1, I had my Seeker, my big legendary commander, and another miniature. Paul had his Seeker and 2 other guys. Round 2 comes along. I've still only got my Seeker and 1 other guy, and Paul's got his Seeker and his 2 other guys. And then we go to round 3, and Paul summons another guy. Magically, just as the game's about to end, I get told, well, actually, you get another go because you
oh my god, this was awful.
You haven't got enough miniatures to activate, etc. Thinking that it's going to change the dynamic of the game that Paul's winning, right? Yeah. So
Paul's winning convincingly.
Gives me this extra turn, and fuck all happens because D20s be D20s. Happy days, right? Wonderful. I then go back to the hotel room because I said it to him twice on the fucking stand. What about the first 2 turns? Because I still had less miniatures the first 2 turns, thinking that maybe he'd overlooked it. Maybe it was a thing that he'd just forgotten about.
Yeah, just
in the trying to teach us the game, etc. And I'm there flicking through the Malediction rulebook that you can download for free online. No, not a fucking thing. He's just made it up on the spot on round 3 of the demo. So if I'd have gone out and spent fucking 80 odd quid minimum on this piece of shit to have it, I'd never have the play experience that I had at the fucking con.
Because he just made a rule up on the fly just to improve your game. It was
Don't fucking do that ever in a demo.
when
End
we
of story.
redo our things not to do at demo games, making the rules up as you go to make somebody who's having a shit game have a better game is definitely going to be a new entry on that top list.
I spent
It was funny.
hour just fucking basically screaming in the hotel room, didn't I? Of like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? Why?
Maybe it's that's it, Cheese Me. It'll be in the Kickstarter bonus edition. Yeah, that's it, mate. Yeah, we probably.
Should we talk about the fact that this game also is only at this point 5 months old or whatever it is since release, and it's already had 3 erratas.
Oh, the errata. What was it? An 18-page document? The erratas.
Yep, 18-page document of erratas already.
Yeah. Look,
It's
do you
not
know what?
even got to the Kickstarter backers, boys and girls.
I know JJ's gone, so I'm going to say this now because it won't look like I'm blowing smoke. It absolutely pisses me off when something like this, which we haven't even got into the terrain, but let's forget, a game like this admittedly has beautiful miniatures, a fantastic art style, and a great look. But under the bonnet, the game mechanics are dog shit. Okay? You will not convince me otherwise. It's a random fuckfest, which is going to be broken as bollocks within a year because people are going to meta the deck building part of it out the arse. This game, the stand was crowded. You literally, if you'd have thrown a grenade, the casualty rate would have been incredible. Poor old JJ has got a great rule set, a really unique play experience with his game, and he won't get half the interest this gets. And the miniatures have got I get they've got a look that probably doesn't appeal to everybody because they've got like a weird sort of like, I don't know, sci-fi stroke steampunk Victoriana. It's a really weird mix, but it really grinds my gears that games that have a good core gaming experience,
core game loop and a core game sequence,
get absolutely fucking crushed by stuff.
Yeah.
It's literally like, but you're at a sushi bar and you'd sooner take a diamond-studded dog turd off the bar than a piece of fresh salmon because it just looks a bit plain. It doesn't look like much. It's like,
I mean, again, loot.
I know, Cheese Me. I know that I'm an idiot, and I know that I'm stating the fucking obvious, but I just wish people weren't so shallow sometimes.
One in Hall 3, Shakos, not too far up from Rubicon. Probably why you didn't see him. I will say, Loot have knocked it out the park with the artwork on these and the sculpts. They are drop dead gorgeous.
Yeah, the whoever they've got to do their studio paint jobs has done an absolutely killer job. The actual miniature design and production looks fucking stunning. I mean, it is the only positive thing I can say about the game, but I will give them it because it is a massive positive. The miniatures are to die for. All of them. Pretty much without exception.
Every faction's beautiful. There's not a model that I don't like.
But it's so fucking one-dimensional. The rest of the game, I honestly can't be complimentary about anything else that that happened to us in that play experience. The whole
the deck building's bullshit.
Number one, it's a completely arbitrary rip-off of the Underworld's concept. First thing. Second thing, The deck building side of it is even more broken and heavyweight than Underworlds, and it was intrusive enough in that. The D20 mechanic is utter fucking madness. The terrain makes no sense. And again, we're riding the line between, are we a board game? Are we a miniatures war game? Are we a board game? I tell you what you are. You're a board game. Get a grip. And the marketing,
But it plays on a 3x3, Paul.
fucking marketing, predatory, perhaps. It's going to be the same old bullshit it was with X-Wing. Oh, but I really want those cards. Well, you better buy that 80 quid box then. But I don't want anything else. I just want those cards. You better buy that 80 quid box.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
It's. I'm glad it was the last demo we had of the show.
Just let me, at the risk of David disappearing, I'm just going to quickly... What's the name of JJ's company? I know the game is called Scythopian. What's the name of their company? Search for Scythopian Wars. Sythopian. James.
Colon. Then Scythopian Wars. They've got a Facebook page.
Is it Void Siege?
Yes.
Yeah, Void Siege. Sorry, David, you dropped out because I went to a browser and, of course, fucking OBS hasn't been fixed yet. Fucking thing. Right, let's go back to the main screen. We've overrun by 12 minutes. We've done it. That's it. UK Games Expo. Done, mate. Done it, mate.
Completed it.
Completed it, mate.
I'll tell you the one thing that we haven't touched on.
No, I was just thinking
with all of what we've just sort of spoken about, run through and speed run through.
Yep.
Having Pandy,
Yep.
Chakos,
Yep.
Upworlder, having the community there, interacting with people, having some games, having some beers, made it one of the most memorable expos for us ever.
Yeah,
I have never laughed so hard as I did on fucking Saturday night before we all then staggered back to the halls to play Wings of Glory half cut in the open gaming area. That was fucking brilliant, Chakos.
Yeah, I do you know what? I'm glad you've done that, mate, because I was going to do the same thing before we signed off, live on the internet so the whole world can see. I'd personally like to thank Shakos and Sprues, Pandy, from Pandyman Entertainment, who I know can't be here this week because he's at work, he's on holiday, and Upworlder. UKGE was as good as it was this year because of the people. And I think that's what made it our best UKGE ever. The people that we spent time with. Yes, the shopping was great. Yes, as usual, there was loads of games to play. The layout was great.
Yes, it's getting bigger year on year.
Yeah.
Yes, they're improving the user experience, so to speak. Because again, even open gaming was more laid out this year. The fact as well that they bought all the food that's usually outside on the street inside to the open gaming area. Fucking stroke of genius from them, because A, it negates the weather, and B, it makes that stagger to get chips a whole lot easier.
Yeah, I mean, even the casual sort of contact, the people we bumped into, like bumping into JJ, Dave from MS Paints, who we spoke to outside Gourmet Burger, Justin from On Tabletop, just to go year after year after year, and there'd be more and more people to see and chat to and catch up with. Bless her, the young lady, I don't know her name, who gave us the demo game last year for Mutant Year Zero
from Free League,
on Free League stand. She sort of like recognised us after I said we'd had a demo the year before. Do you know what I mean? The event for us is becoming more about the people that attend it. and it's brilliant. It's the best feeling ever. And if and I know it's an expensive thing to undertake and it's a big commitment, but I tell you what, if there's anything that I can say to encourage people to go multiple times, it's that.
Well, again,
Because it just keeps getting better.
It was Shakos's first UK Games Expo, and you were over the moon with it, weren't you, Shakos? Don't let me put words in your mouth. But yeah, it's definitely a thing. The other thing...
Yes, it did, Shakos. It was a little bit too closed, and I think that was what was his problem. His stand was a bit set back, and I think he should have had it more open.
Front and centre,
yeah. Because I think people couldn't miss it. Sorry, mate, talking over you.
The other thing, because it's getting bigger, because it's growing year on year, getting hotels is becoming more and more of a struggle.
Yeah. We might do a stream on that, whether it's a victim of its own success. We certainly fucking talked the hind legs of a donkey about it when we were there ourselves. Look, Cheese Meat, at the end of the day, mate, it is an expensive thing to undertake. I can totally understand you're not sure. It's a big commitment. But as I say, I just want to... David and I will just give you our experience and what we thought and what we felt and how it was for us. And I hope that our little interjection about malediction shows you that the one thing that we will do is be brutally fucking honest. They
didn't ask for our feedback, but we fucking gave it anyway.
Yeah, if I enjoy something and I think it's worthy of praise, I will give it. If I don't like something and I think it's worthy of criticism, I'm just as keen. Which at least I hope, and I totally, my intention is not to upset or piss people off, but I don't, if I don't like something or I don't think it's worthy of merit, I'm not going to tell people that it is. I'm afraid I'm just not that sort of guy. Anyway, we better got to call this because we're in bonus time and none of you bastards are paying for it. So we're going to go home. Well,
Right,
actually,
fuckers.
I already am home. So, thank you very much for everybody who watched along both live tonight and later on the YouTube rewatch. First of all, thank you so much to our audience. You guys make the show, just like UKGE is made by the people. This stream is made by the people for themselves. So we appreciate you guys so much. We can't express it. If you can find time to do only a single thing, click the like button. If you can do the other YouTube stuff underneath, then do whatever YouTube stuff you want to do. Shares, comments, subscribes. It's your YouTube. Do what you want with it. All we ask for is a click of the like button because it does help us in the algorithm. And I think with that, we're ready for calling it, mate, yeah?
Trevor, just be careful what you wish for.
What did he say? No,
you didn't get roasted as he thought he would. Challenge accepted. See you next week, boys and girls.
See you later, guys.
It's another Thursday night. I see Crispin's wearing tights. Sparrow's getting in the bath. Young David's full of wrath. Paula's tightening his straps. Where on his apron you saps. Technical difficulties. They're really such a crime. Technical difficulties. They happen all the time. It's Yellowbelly Tabletop 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 time. Cheese meat is on day release. Temperature tries not to crease. Ewoks keeping nice and warm, in bed with Russian uniform. Meanwhile the handyman is opening up a can. Technical difficulties, they're really such a crime. Technical difficulties, they happen all the time. It's Yellow Belly Tabletop 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 time. Cheese Bee is on day release. Temperature tries not to crease. And Ewoks keeping nice and warm, in bed with Russian uniform. Meanwhile the handyman is opening another can. It's Yellow Belly Tabletop time. 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 Cheese Meat is on day release. Damn me up tries not to crease. And Ewoks keeping nice and warm, in bed with Russian uniform. Meanwhile the handyman is opening another can.